Hi, everybody. I wanted to talk a little bit today about worry because if you turn on the news or talk to the neighbor or any actually unbeliever, there's a lot to worry about. And that reminds me of that verse in First Peter. If we could turn there, First Peter, verse 4, or chapter 4, verse 12. First Peter 4:12. And it says, "Beloved, do not be surprised at the fiery ordeal that is occurring among you to tempt you, as if a strange thing was happening to you." You know, worry it stops us, it holds us back, it limits us in our walk. It cripples us. So I wrote a little letter to God. I put, "Dear God, today I hereby resign as general manager of the universe." And I read it back to myself and I signed it. And you know what? God accepted my resignation, which was great. So when it comes to worrying, it's not that we shouldn't worry, because there's like two kinds of worry. My worry is a concern, but that gives me something to pray for. And that's the best thing I can do. That's the first thing I can do is Matthew 6:33. And if we could turn there. I remember a lot of times in the hospital, or I'd hear people say someone was sick, or they'd say, "Well, the only thing left to do is pray." Like it was the last thing. It should be Matthew 6:33, which says, "But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you." So worry about nothing and pray about everything. But we can be concerned, and we can only do what we can do. There's certain things I can do at my own door. You know, I can pray what happens over on the other side of the world, but I can't really do anything about it. And when I pray, I'm inviting God in, and he knows better than I do. And then would somebody like to read Matthew 6:27-33, please?
I will.
Okay, thank you.
Matthew 6, starting in 27, verse 27. "And which of you, by being anxious, is able to add 1 cubit to the measure of his life? And why are you anxious concerning clothing? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They do not toil, neither do they spin. Yet I say to you that even Solomon in all his glory did not clothe himself like one of these. But if God so clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow is thrown into the oven, will he not much more surely clothe you, O you of little trust? Therefore, do not be anxious, saying, what will we eat? Or what will we drink? Or with what will we be clothed? For the Gentiles seek after all these things, and your heavenly Father knows that you need all these things. But seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you."
Thank you. And then Isaiah 42, verse 1, this was Yahweh speaking to Isaiah about Jesus Christ, and it applies to us today. 42, verse 1, it says, "Behold my servant, whom I uphold, my chosen in whom my soul delights." And that's how Yahweh looks at us. He knows what we're going through even before we know it. He knows our needs. And if we don't have to go there, but if we go to Matthew chapter 6, what Michelle just read, it doesn't pay to be anxious. There was a poem, I don't know who wrote it, but it said, concerning worry, all the water in the world, however hard it tried, could never sink a ship unless it got inside. All the hardships of this world might wear you pretty thin, but they won't hurt you one least bit unless you let them in. Worrying doesn't rob tomorrow of its sorrow, it robs today of its strength. And I just have 4 verses I wanted to go over that are pretty powerful that help me. And the first one is Psalm 50, verse 15. "And call on me in times of distress. I will deliver you, and you will honor me." And then Psalm 55, 22. "Cast your burden on Yahweh, and he will sustain you. He will never allow the righteous to be moved." 1 Peter 5:7. 5:7, "Casting all your anxiety upon him because he cares for you." Philippians 4, verse 6 and 7. "Don't be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and petitions with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God." And then finally, Isaiah 41:10. "Do not be afraid, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. Yes, I will uphold you with the right hand of my righteousness." And, the most powerful weapon we have today, most powerful words on the planet are in the name of Jesus Christ. If you ever need a weapon, you just stand up and say, "In the name of Jesus Christ." That is the most powerful weapon on the planet. And you watch what happens. Jesus Christ will stand up. He's seated at the right hand of God. He will stand up and fight for you. And I'm just proud to be among the family of God and all of yous, because without this ministry and all of you, I don't know what I would have done these last 2, 3, 4 years. So I'm very thankful to all of you. And I love you dearly. And I want to learn how to love like Jesus Christ loved. So that's all I wanted to share. I appreciate it, and I hope it made sense. And then if Michelle, if you would play this is my favorite song since I've ever heard it. I call it a song. But so if you'd play that, I'd be super blessed and thankful.
Hi, my name is Janet Speaks.
My name is Jerry Werwell.
Hi, my name is Renee Dugan.
Hi, my name is John Shainheit, and we would like to encourage you during this time of adversity and suffering.
I know that things are really scary around the world right now. There's a lot of uncertainty floating around. A lot of people's lives are being changed and upset by the decisions being made.
There are two ways to respond when times are tough. We can run away, we can hide, crawl in a cave and wait for things to change and become different. Or we can stand against them. We can live despite them. We can overcome them by facing them with the power of our God.
Remember that God is our sufficiency, and when we trust in Him, we have nothing to fear.
You know, the best we can do in this world in trying to prepare for all kinds of disaster is never good enough. We have to trust in God.
This is exactly when our faith matters most. And when times are tough, that calls for strong faith.
God is our sufficiency. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
And we know that in this difficult time, God is going to be with us. And He says in 1 Timothy, He directs us, for God did not give us a spirit of timidity,
But of power
And of love.
And of self-control.
God is our sufficiency.
and as we trust in Him, we know that He will not fail us.
We have nothing to fear.
Let's have God be our strength in times of trouble.
Your God loves you. His love is consistent and it never fails.